Get down! Get down, Pippa! There's a bomb in here. Get to the bunker! Get to the bunker! Get down! All right, so we are back. The slab has cured out nicely. Let me show you that. Da-da-da-da. You got some cracking, but guess what? All concrete cracks. So we'll pull cables on this here in about a week or so, and a lot of those cracks ought to either close up or be mitigated. So, but what I wanted to do this video over, this is going to be over a couple of days because I'm going to do it start to finish, is the safe room for my parents. So I'll turn the camera around. I think I've already kind of mentioned it in the other videos, but you can really kind of get a feel for what's going on here. So here is the safe room. It's basically 8 by 9. It's also going to double as a wine room. But the cool thing is it's recessed a couple of feet, which is very safe when we're talking about this. And then we're going on top of that with, as you can see, 6-inch CMU. That 6-inch CMU will slide over all of this number 5 rebar, and it'll slide down to his chalk lines you can see here. As you can see, that one got out a little bit. They'll have to manipulate that, but they'll slide down over the top of these, and then they'll get solid filled with basically concrete. It's actually grout, but either way, they solid fill the cells. So you essentially have a solid concrete wall when you're done. There will also be bond beams. Hopefully I'll be able to get out here and show you those. And what a bond beam is it's a horizontal beam all the way around. We will probably do, I think we have it figured to do 2 to 3 rows of bond beams. So we'll do 2 to 3 rows of bond beams, and then once you get to the top up here, we will actually pour a concrete lid over the top of this, and all of this steel will tie onto this, obviously, and extend it up as high as we need to. But then whenever we get to the lid, it'll fold over. I'm getting good at this hand stuff. Identical. The steel will fold over into the concrete lid when we pour the concrete lid. I'll probably show you all of this CMU stuff and then do a separate video over the concrete lid, because that's kind of cool to see people pour concrete in the air like that. So another basic thing you have here is, it's like this funny little jog out. Well, that's actually going to be some steps to go down into this. And then right here you have your metal door frame, and that will sit down here at the bottom, and of course the door will either swing in this way or swing in this way. So I don't know if I thoroughly lost you in all that. If I did, you might need to go back and watch it slowly, because it has nothing to do with my explanation of things. It has everything to do with your understanding of things. Anyways, so that's going to be, it's kind of like your little intro as to what's going on here. And then whenever we come back tomorrow, Daniel, who you guys have seen if you've watched the channel for very long, will probably have quite a bit of this done. He's only building about 5 to 6 feet of it, because we're already recessed 2 feet. So it really shouldn't take him long at all. So, and then we'll pour the concrete lid later. So we'll see you. For me, it'll be probably almost 24 hours. For you, it'll be right now. Oh no, the camera's on too. Good job. Did you do it wrong?
This one goes in here.
Ah.
Oh, start throwing the.
What did you say?
I'm telling
did you
him,
say?
start throwing in the blocks. You're gonna stay here doing it yourself.
But what did you tell him? You didn't tell him beautiful or nothing.
Bonita.
He didn't tell you it was beautiful. It's ugly.
Beautiful.
Bonito.
Wow.
Bonito or bonita?
Bonito.
Bonito? What makes a block male? That's blockhead?
You don't,
Is that because that's what your esposa calls you all the time?
You don't say blanca.
You say block. What do you say?
Black is like.
Blocka? Or no blocka?
No.
Blocko?
Bloque.
Blockade?
Bloque.
Block A. Or blocky.
No, bloque.
Is that level?
Take the string out from there. Let it go.
Tell him what
Let it
happened.
go.
My dad said that some guy got his teeth knocked out from one of those. You see how I was holding it? He said that they let it go, and how my dad said, like, say if I let it go and it went and it hit him in his teeth.
Oh, he's so full of it. That wouldn't knock your teeth out.
Okay.
He's just
Well, it
telling.
was
When
he's
I
just
had it
telling
over there
stories.
this long, and then you stay over there, and I let it go and see.
Really
You're
far
just
away
telling
they do.
stories.
Give me another piece of. Why? We let it go when we have it really long, and we let it go and see it. See if it doesn't knock his teeth down.
Bonito. Masonry clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to plumb that before you put mud on it.
Yeah. That'll be tomorrow.
Mañana?
Yeah. Mañana le rellenamos aquí con esto.
You don't want to do it tonight so it sets up
No, because
and you're ready to rock and roll tomorrow?
no, because these ones can't be moved. You fill it up because they're not set. You fill it up, you can move it. And they will either go that way or this way. Or
Okay.
plus mud. If you put a lot of mud in there, you might push it this way. ¿Con qué le andaba haciendo Joey?
Whatever. Okay, so this is day one, really, of laying blocks. They got half of it done. They are filling the cells right now and kind of cleaning up the mortar joints. You just saw him lay the last block, well, cut a block, lay a block, and then you heard the masonry clip information. This is our metal door jamb. This is just a standard hollow core metal, or not hollow core, but just a standard metal door jamb. It's not a safe room door jamb. Ended up calling an audible there. Typically we would do a big heavy gauge steel safe room door there, but I don't think we're going to do that in this application. So we are rolling with that, just knockout jam. Other than that, we are rocking and rolling. Put a few more pieces of steel in here since you saw it last. And we are going up another probably another 4 rows, maybe 5, to call her done. Actually, we got to go to 6'5", so probably just another 4. So that's it for day 1. We'll be back with day 2, and it's hopefully not as windy. Real quick, I wanted to show you what this looks like. If you can see down in there, focus. Here, hang on. My handy dandy, trusty flashlight will show you down in there. There you go. So that's all gonna be filled with cemento. You can see it's kind of slowly coming up there. He's got that one pretty full. But that's just a fascinating look inside a concrete block as it's laid up there. And then here's the back side of the door. See you tomorrow. So, you guys remember probably like, I don't know, like, well, 30 seconds ago for you, maybe even less than that. It was actually 3 days ago for me. And I told you, hey, we'll be right back. Whenever I come back, we'll be back tomorrow and we'll see the rest of how this CMU shelter goes up and we'll go from there. Well, that didn't happen. Work got in the way, and this is the first time I've been able to be back up here. So it is Saturday. It's a lovely rainy Saturday, and it's been happening like this about every weekend here in Oklahoma. And I'm bored out of my mind, so I thought to myself, oh, I gotta get up there and finish the safe room video. So here we are. I'm getting ready to turn the camera around. It's actually done. So sorry about that. I was gonna do a whole video over the ceiling and make it 2 things. Not gonna happen. So we did a whole video over the whole thing. So this is my 3rd day filming this, and let's just turn it around so you can see it. So here is the entry. This is where you're going to walk in. As you can see, the door is not on it, but the frame is. Looks like to me they've got 2 bond beams in it. There will be steps that lead down here into the safe room. Looks like that's not a whole lot of room for the steps, but they've done the math, so I'm sure it works out. Looks like they've got about 11.5 and 9 or 10. So they've got about probably, I don't know, 21 inches there they have to try to get down in, let's see here, I don't know, 2 feet. Oof. That's a lot of fall. So, anyways, here is the outside walls of the safe room all done. The form is covering the top. Those forms are. But what you see here is, when you see these different colored ones, those are actually the bond beams. And there's not any laying around right here close for me to show you, but I think you saw them in the last one. There's a U taken out of the bond beam that allows steel to run through it. So you saw all that vertical steel. Well, these actually have horizontal steel tying it all together. And so there's 2 rows of that. And then all of this steel's folded over the top. So without further ado, let's look over the top and see what we've got. And there is your CMU lid. Or not CMU lid, I'm sorry, concrete lid, duh. And some of you might be going, what is all of that up there? And the answer to that is conduit for electrical to come through, and a spot, real technical, real highly technical spot, which is about what is that, a 8-inch bucket for heat and air to come down through there if you choose to heat and cool this, which I think my parents are going to store wine in here, so I'm sure they will. But you've got electrical coming in, coming out, light fixture there, and then you have your heat and air spot to bring a duct through there, just a flexible duct. So This is what the top looks like. It's hard to tell how thick this is exactly because this form is probably well down onto these CMU walls because they wanted to get a good grip. So let's jump down in here and see how much light we've got, and you can look at this ceiling from the underneath side. Hey! Right now it's a pond because it's raining, but here you go. Pretty cool how we do the forms. We just attach a 2x4 all the way to the perimeter. You leave that 2x4 down the width of the plywood from the top, and from the top row of this CMU, which is right there. And then you slide your plywood up there, you put your cross sections in, which are these 2x4s running sideways, and then you brace all that with this here and pour it. Not real complicated, pretty, you know, you'd probably get to that by yourself. It's nothing real scientific there. And in a few days we'll come in here, and once that concrete gets a chance to harden up real good, and we'll come in here and knock all those forms down and hopefully get that plywood off there easily. I'm not sure they put any kind of releasing agent on the back side of that plywood, so when that concrete dries, it shrinks and it's going to grab that plywood most likely, and that'll be fun tearing that off. But then all of that will get furred out with furring strips, drywalled, and once the house is done, you'll never know that it's actually concrete block walls and a concrete ceiling. Other than when you go in there, you'll hear and feel a difference when you're in that room and you're trying to talk and communicate and stuff. So that's it for Safe Room. I don't want to ramble anymore. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. But pretty straightforward, pretty easy thing to do. But there is your true bunker, your true safe room. And that's how to do it inside a house if you're not just going to do a metal box. So it's cold and raining. I'm going to go in the barn and play for a little bit. We'll see you next time up on the ridge.